Good evening, teachers. There are no quiet hours when it comes to videos. And tonight's video is all about RAS Plus, Kids A to Z, plus, plus, whatever you call it. We have to make sure that our students are assigned on the correct levels. So what we have done is that we have allocated reading ages to our students when we have done the birth test. So what you need to have is you need to have your SharePoint open. You need to go to your grade level. I'm just using the grade ones as an example. And inside the assessment from our dashboard, we go to assessments, assessment data, and diagnostic assessments, reading levels. So what you have done now, here you have entered your students' reading ages on the Word documents. And these ages have to correspond with what we have on RAS. So how do we assign those levels? Just once again, you open up RAS and I have my reading ages. So as you can see, we don't type in the number of words that the students have read. We just type in the age. I've seen some had the number here and the age on this side. This we will do at the end of the year, reading assessment, the age. Anyway, on RAS, you want to go to Manage Students and you want to go to Roster. So from here, as we said before, we want to make sure that our portals are set at primary, our incentives are activated, and you have allocated passwords for your students. This you have done already. If we click on RAS Plus here on top, here is where you're going to assign the reading levels to your students. Also, I have noticed some people, we have to deactivate the reading room. So you want to, if all of them are in green, right? You want to select all your students and you can switch it off right here. Reading room and switch it off. If it is on, please switch it off, because this means that the students have access to all kinds of books. And there are books that are not appropriate for Kuwait. So we don't want them to have access to that. We just want them to have the level up spaceship and the assignment spaceship. So now once you click next to a student, it opens up the spectrum of the reading ages. And as you can see, double A's is 4 to 6, A is 4 to 6, B is 4 to 6, and C is 4 to 6. And then D goes 4 to 7. So we need to make sure we are assigning our students on the correct level. If we look, for example, here's a reading age of 6.1. So if you go back to Kids A to Z, you can see a reading age of 6 can either be a double A, an A, a B, a C, a D, an E, an F, a G, H. So there are many to choose from, but as I can see from this is just the 6.1. So I would look for where the 6 age starts, you know. So that's a 4 point, that's an E, level E. So the reading age 6 starts here. But I also know the student because I have assessed this student, Abdurrahman, and he was not the strongest reader. So I would put him on a level D rather than the E. You know, it's one level down, and we can see, look at the Lexile, right? That's 160 to 310. So the higher the level goes, the higher that number becomes, right? That's the number of words. Like we said, we want the students to read. So if you go down, rather go down one level than going up a level, if I can say it like that. So there is a bit of teacher discretion here. You did the birth test with the students. You know their reading capability. So we have a range. Rather select a lower level than a higher one. And the opposite goes. You know that there are students that reads at an age 7, but it was a really a high 7, if I can say it like that. The student reads really well. So you, rather than assigning him on I, you can go to a J, because that's 6 to 8 if you think he will enjoy those books more. But we have to go and allocate students on a level. All right, and it has to correspond with our years that we did here. Okay. Now, one more thing that you need to do if I close this, on your teacher's playbook, you will see that there's a folder called data sheet. If you go onto that data sheet, Mr. Vian, being the hardworking man that he is, he has placed all our students in classes here according to the updated class list. So what we want to do is that, as you can see, your students' names are listed here. We want to go and enter the reading ages in this Excel sheet, because it will gather the data, cumulative data all together, saying how many students are below age, how many are above and at age. You don't change anything here. You don't need to worry about this. All you need to do is look for your class color, look for the name and type in the age there, 6.1, 6.3. And yes, please be specific, same as we have entered it here on our sheet. So if I look at that, that's a 6.6 for Fatma. So if I go back to this, please do not download this document, work on it online. So that also means please don't delete anything from a student or a line or a row by accident. Okay, so we want to look for, that was Fatma, right, in 1 Aqua. So you just look for your class, 1 Aqua, and you look for Fatma. Hello, there she is, and you type in the age, whatever it was, 6.5, 6.8. Okay. Hi, teachers. Please go make sure that this gets done as soon as possible. I don't mean tonight, but by tomorrow for sure this needs to be done. Okay. Now that also means that here might be a student that is new and you haven't completed the BERT test. We also need to make sure that we make time to assess those students. So you will again just call that student and ask them to be available at 2 o'clock or any time then in the morning that they are free, so that you can do the BERT test with them, because we have to assess all the students now in the class. So like here is Noof was absent. Now this week she might not be absent, so go and ask Noof to be available so that you can complete the reading assessment with them. And again, you might have students here on this list that is not on this list here. We follow the Excel sheet. All right, we follow these Excel names. So please, if you don't have an assessment for the student, please make sure to do that. And then you must have a peaceful evening. Goodbye.